Now children, in this session we are going to talk about directed writing. We have already done some topics under directed writing. We have done speech, article, reviews, book review, film review and review of cultural program. We have done report writing. Now the next thing is we are going to talk about personal profile. That also comes under directed writing. Directed writing, personal profile. What does the word personal profile means? First of all, personal means something which is actually specific to individual, and profile means individual's profile. Personal means individual's profile. So personal profile, we can say, is also a type of article. Is also a type of article in which we deal with person's life and character. In personal profile, we deal with person's life and character. Person's life and character. So whenever we are writing a person profile, we need not make it a profile of a person who is related to any specific field. If we are given choice to write, we can write person profile of any person. He or she can belong to any specific field. You can write the profile of a person who belongs to politics. You can write about the person who belongs to any sport. You can write about a person who is a literary character. So you can write about any person. It depends upon your choice. And that whenever you are writing about any person's profile, then you have to include information related to an individual's personal life and character. Combining these two information, you are going to write your person profile. Is this much clear? Now, how can you write a good person profile? How can a person say that you have written a good person's profile? It can be said that you have written a good profile when your article gives a fair bit of information about person's personality, then family background, then education, career, and then eventually if that person is still alive, then eventually his present state. That is, whatever he is doing or she is doing right now, that you are going to include in your personal profile. If you cover all these points, then it makes a very good person profile, and a person profile is complete in all the aspects if you include all these informations. Okay. Now, the very important thing, as we are writing about an individual's personality, family background, education, career and his present state, one very important thing obviously which we all should remember and which is actually a part of any person's profile is that only factual information is included in person's profile. Remember, only factual information, true information is included in any person's personal profile. You cannot write any assumption, you cannot write anything of which you are not sure of. Everything, whatever you write in a person's personal profile, you should be sure that it holds truth. that the information that you are providing in your person's personal profile, it holds truth. It has a great gravity. You cannot write vague information. You cannot write anything vague. It has to be a factual. It has to be a truthful information. As we always, as I keep on telling you that whenever we are writing whenever we are writing whenever we are doing directed writing, or whenever we are writing any piece of grammar, any piece of English, we should be careful that we should use correct tenses. Whatever we are using, we should use correct. Whatever we are writing, the tense should be proper according to the demand of the content. Then you should always remember that in a person's personal profile, it cannot be a very detailed profile. If you are writing a very detailed profile, always remember that you include correct information. Do not be vague in writing. Do not be vague. Do not write anything which is based on assumption. You have to write everything factual. Your profile has to be very much objective in nature. That is, it gives us clear information about the person whose profile you are writing. About whose profile you are writing. Is this much clear? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, talking about person's personal profile, always remember, children, that you have to follow a set format. The format is very simple. Whenever you are talking about the format of writing a personal profile, always remember that the information that you are already provided with the first hand information about the person about whom you are going to write a person's personal profile. So always remember that the points which are given, you have to keep those points in mind and just elaborate and be expressive. But in being expressive, do not be vague. Try to be factual. Whatever you are writing, try to write it in such a way that it appears like a fact. Always remember, for format, if for example, if you are asked to write about the profile of our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. So it is not necessary that you all must be knowing everything about Mr. Narendra Modi. Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi, if you are asked to write his profile, then always remember that the basic information is being provided. Basic information is given, will be provided to you. It is always provided in the form of hint. Just like in report writing, you are provided with points. Similarly, in this person profile also, you are provided with points. You just have to elaborate on those points. And that makes your personal profile. Clear? Is this much clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And the format is that you will just give the name of the person, that is Mr. Narendra Modi, and you will start writing. Okay? First paragraph, second paragraph, paragraph wise you are going to write with no headings at all. Is it clear? Is it clear to all of you? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we are going to talk about proposal. Now we are going to talk about proposal writing. Now children, talking about proposal writing, that is the next part of that is another part of directed writing. What is a proposal? First of all, any idea or any suggestion that we give from our side, which can be accepted and formulated in the form of a policy, it is known as a proposal. So always remember, any idea which you give to any authority which can be accepted and formulated in the form of a policy is known as a proposal. So proposal writing holds great importance in our life nowadays. It holds great importance because people or institution have to chalk out programs. Programs and policies are to be chalked out. We cannot run any institution, any organization on the problem, on confrontation of a problem and giving solutions spontaneously. No, we cannot do that. We have to chalk out ways in which we encounter less number of problems, and we encounter because we encounter so many problems, so it cannot be so that we wait for problem and then we give solution. Problem solution cannot be a way of dealing with problems. So in all the organizations, before the problem comes, we try to evaluate the problem and evaluate the solution. So that is what a proposal does. It helps in enhancing the functioning of any organization or any institution or any group. It helps in enhancing the functioning of any organization, institution or group. Okay, that is what the proposal does. So proposal is any idea or suggestion that you give and that is accepted and implemented in the form of policy program, that is known as proposal. So 5 steps of writing a good, there are few steps which we should keep in mind if we want to write a good proposal. Let us do those, let us take those steps into account. Steps to be kept in mind. Now, always remember that whenever you are writing a proposal, you should request that you want to present a proposal. Request for a proposal must outline the need to buy. Request for proposal. Always remember that whenever you want to write a proposal, it should be a form of a request that you are making. We should specify the advantages that product or that policy might bring with it, and you should be very clear, and it should be a humble manner in which you should actually draft your proposal. Then whenever you are drafting a proposal, try to keep in mind the requisites of the particular organization or the group for which you are formulating a proposal. Always remember, keep in mind the requisites. Always keep in mind the requisites before you form a proposal. Always remember that you keep in mind the requisites of a good proposal. Always remember that you keep in mind the requisites of the particular group for which you are writing a proposal, for the particular organization or the particular institution for which you are writing a proposal. Always remember the requisites, the requirements of that group. Do not draft a proposal in which is very vague and which does not cater, which does not satisfy the requirement of particular group for which you are writing a proposal. Then there should be a proper methodology. When you are drafting a proposal, try to develop a proper methodology. That is, there should be a proper way of formulating a proposal. It should be channelized. It cannot be that you simply put it across that it should be accepted. No, it should not be that. It should be formed. It should be a methodological approach which you should adopt. It should be a methodological approach. Methodological approach which you should adopt. Then once you have formed once you have once you have drafted a proposal, that is you have made a request, keeping in mind the requisites, then you have adopted a proper methodology for writing a proposal. Then remember that after you have done all this, you should evaluate. Final point should be, next point should be that you should evaluate. Evaluation means you should evaluate in terms of how much benefit you are going to get from the particular proposal which you are presenting. It is not that any proposal that you present can be 100% beneficial for the organization, institution or group. Sometimes it can be beneficial for particular group in an organization. You should keep that in mind. Now, study the proposal thoroughly, lest it should be turned down by the receiver or the opponents. Once you have done the evaluation, study it thoroughly. That is what evaluation is. Study it. Study the proposal thoroughly before it is turned down by the person to whom you are requesting, to whom you are making a request. So you should study the proposal thoroughly. Is it clear? Now we are going to talk about the format of proposal writing. Now children, first of all, whenever you are writing a proposal, always remember that you are going to give the heading. Heading you are going to give. You will write heading, underline it, and then write whatever your heading is. For example, if you are writing a proposal for purchasing a desert cooler, or you can say a water purifier, or anything, any XYZ thing, you need to firstly write the heading. Once you have written the heading, the person to whom you are writing this proposal, you are going to write to whomever. Okay? Then after that, you are going to write from. Your name. Okay? Then if you want to write your designation also, you can write over here. Continue from this, from student of this name, and then student of this class. Then you are going to write date. Date. Then subject. Once you have written subject, after subject you are going to write purpose or objective. Purpose or objective. Always remember that whenever you are writing or whenever you are drafting a proposal, you need to write 3 to 5 objectives. In a proposal, you need to write 3 to 5 objectives. So always think before you write. What can be the reason? Purpose means what is the reason, or what objective will be attained after that proposal is accepted. Then the benefits. Benefits. Then at the end, after benefits, there can be 2 to 3 benefits also. Once you have written the benefits, at the end you will write the conclusion. The conclusion. So first will be heading, the person to whomever you are writing a proposal, that will come. After that, First will be the heading, then to the person to whomever you are writing a proposal, that person's name you will write, then from, that is your name, then the date you will write, then the subject you will write, then the purpose or the objective which I have told you excuse me, has to be 3 to 5, then the benefits, then the conclusion. Is this much clear to all of you?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, children.